You ever feel that deep, almost physical ache for a quieter, slower world? A world without that constant buzz of notifications in your pocket. Well, we're going to dig into why that feeling isn't just you missing the good old days. Turns out it's a lot deeper than that. All right, let's get into it. I mean, for real. Have you ever been standing near some water and just had this wild, visceral urge to just yeet your phone into the abyss? If you felt that, you are definitely not alone. And there's a very good reason for it, especially if you happen to remember a time before smartphones. See, here's the thing. This craving for an analog life, it's not some wistful longing for mixtapes or wandering the aisles of a blockbuster. Nope, this is a modern-day survival instinct. It's your brain, on a biological level, screaming that it's had enough and it needs to log off to protect itself from a world it just wasn't built to handle. And this brings us to a pretty unique group of people, and I'm guessing that's a lot of you. We're talking about the last generation that truly stands with one foot in two completely different worlds. And this concept is fascinating, being a digital bilingual. If you were born somewhere between, say, 76 and 85, you spent your formative years in an analog world. You learned to live and socialize without the internet. And then you adapted. Your brain remembers what real, uninterrupted presence feels like. It has a baseline. And let me tell you, in today's world, that's basically a superpower.
And this just hits home, doesn't it? Remember making plans and then just showing up? Trusting people would be there? Remember being unreachable for a whole afternoon? That quiet space? That moment of boredom where your mind could just wander? That wasn't a problem to be fixed with a quick scroll. That was a feature of life. Your brain remembers that piece.
Okay, so we know the feeling. We get it. But what is actually happening in our minds that makes this digital world so incredibly draining? Let's get into the psychology behind it all. First up, we've got something called autobiographical memory. You can think of it as your life's own personal editor. It's supposed to be fluid, right? It keeps the important lessons, the big moments, and it lets the embarrassing, cringy, or just plain irrelevant details fade away. That whole process is crucial for growing and moving on as a person. And this quote just nails it. That terrible haircut, that awkward moment at the school dance, they didn't live forever in a tagged photo. They just became funny stories, anecdotes you'd tell later. Without that permanent digital footprint, our memories had the freedom to soften, and we had the freedom to evolve right along with them. But today we're living in what's being called a performance economy. Every moment is a potential post. Every thought can be scrutinized online. It's like you're running a nonstop PR campaign for your own life. And that is just flat out exhausting because it completely messes with how our memory is supposed to work. Then there's the second whammy, cognitive load. Think of your brain's working memory like the RAM on a computer. It has a finite capacity. While the endless pings, dings, notifications, emails, and that constant pressure to respond right now, it's a sensory assault that completely overloads the system.
And get this, for about 20% of people, the ones who are considered highly sensitive, this constant digital noise isn't just a little annoying. It literally feels like being strapped into a chair and forced to watch an overwhelming 8K IMAX movie that you never ever wanted to see. It's just a constant state of overstimulation.
So, yeah, that all sounds kind of bleak, but it's not a lost cause. The antidote is right there. It's all about learning how to find your own analog rhythm again, reclaiming a pace that's actually human. Let's talk about how to do that. I love this contrast. Digital scrolling is so shallow. It's like, as the source brilliantly puts it, chewing on cardboard. You're consuming, sure, but you're not getting any real nutritional substance. But analog things, they have friction, the feel of a book's page, the effort it takes to write, and that friction, that's what leads to deeper encoding. It creates memories that actually stick. You know, we've also lost our natural seasonality. For basically all of human history, life had cycles. There were busy times and there were quiet times. There was a winter, a time for rest and reflection. The digital world just erased all of that. It demands that we are on, productive, and available 365 days a year, and that is just fundamentally unnatural for us. So how do we get that rhythm back? It starts with these super simple, intentional acts. Pick up a physical book, put on a record and listen to the whole thing, no skipping. Write a letter. Each of these things is a conscious choice for a low stimulation preference. You're basically telling your nervous system, hey, it's okay. You can downshift. You can sync back up with the real world's pace. So, let's bring this all together because this is the big takeaway. That longing you feel for something slower, something real,
That is not a weakness. It is not a sign you're out of touch. It's the absolute opposite. It's a sign that you are wired for something more substantial.
Seriously, just let that sink in for a second. Choosing to unplug, choosing to seek out quiet, choosing to engage with the physical world, that's not being antisocial. It is a profound act of self-respect in a world that is obsessed with noise. It's your deeper self saying, hey, I need real substance, not just endless stimulation.
And that really brings us to the final thought. What about you? What's your thing? Is it putting on a vinyl record, dusting off an old film camera, maybe just leaving your phone in another room for a whole hour? What is the one analog ritual that helps you reclaim your pace and, keeps you sane? It's something worth thinking about.